Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is, and it's definitely your favorite soulful child. Yeah, Shark come back to you once again. And utmost high self Amari at the P.E.G podcast, y'all. And you know I had to come in, bring y'all more fire, not just with the artist of the week to continue to uplift y'all frequencies, but I had to come dive in with my man, Wolfman himself, Mr. Food Hunt himself, to come like share some food knowledge with y'all, share some basic knowledge, y'all, and just spread some more love with food. Cause we all like food. I know I do. My kids love food. So man, who's the better one to ask for themselves? Yeah, y'all don't know him himself. He's an influencer. He's a content creator, and man, he's like I said, the man for the food. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to come on, man, and let everybody know who you are. So how you doing, Mr. Wolfman?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me. I listened to a bunch of your podcasts and I love it. I love your
Thank you.
positivity and the vibe you're throwing out there.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's all about positive energy, man. And what's a good way to bring in some food in with that positive energy? So, you a content creator, you an influencer. Where let everyone know where you started off, doing the food itself.
So I started doing the food like just kind of randomly, like so it's hard. All right, so I did a music show called UDTV Underground Downtown in Florida, and I did that for about 10, 12 years. So in that, it was like music comedy culture. It was like a whole thing, and we booked bands, we promoted it on TV. It was pretty
Mm,
cool. So in that, I had a segment called Munchie Madness, and it was like a little cooking show. We did all the stuff, and we ended up cooking on some menus. And it started as a short order cook. So I came here, I stopped really doing the music, and I started hitting the food. And I just started blogging naturally, and then meeting all the people. And then when COVID hit, I decided to hit it really hard and do some takeout. And you can see behind me, this is my little
yeah.
burger cave, my little food cave, you know. And I just started doing takeout just to spread the word. So now we're starting to do a series where we're just trying to basically help spread the word for the small businesses that have been struggling because of COVID. A lot of them shut down. A lot of them don't have money for advertising. So I'm coming in there and trying to showcase like my favorite dishes, their signature dish, and also their backstory, you know, and stuff.
Mm.
So
So basically,
that's
sparing
what
the story behind the burgers.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's not just burgers, it's everything. You know what I
everything
mean?
food.
So we're yeah, the food hunt is gonna be just like I'm on a kick for Thai food lately. Like I've been digging Thai food and I've been
Thai
to
food's
like
good.
5 or 6, and I didn't realize how good Thai food was.
Yeah, it's really
Like
good.
always, yeah, I always liked it, but I didn't realize how specific. So we're doing stuff like that, breakfast burritos, burgers, of course, and then we're also gonna do vegan. And then talking about the culture, like we're working. I don't want to drop the places yet because we didn't record, but we're working on places like on Sunset, you
Mm.
know, on the Strip, you know, like Hollywood, and then all around all the different neighborhoods, you know. So that's basically what we're trying to do with the food hunt. And I also look for like street art. So I do a thing called the Hunt for the Best Street Art.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I've been looking at street art too and stuff, and sometimes I'll talk to some of the artists, and I'm trying to incorporate that into the food hunt, and maybe either like on the way to the food hunt or a lot of these places like have great artwork, like
Mm.
Delicious Pizza on Sunset. They have awesome artwork, so maybe showcase that artwork and stuff, and then that way you kind of get the artist vibe as well, you know.
That's a very creative way to not only feed your belly, but spread other people work, whether it's in food and whether it's in art. That's cool. Well, why did you decide to do the art though? Incorporate art inside of the food hunt.
I mean, honestly, it's just walking around. I live in a really nice area. Well, not so much nice as far as tourist area. So there's
Right.
tons of artwork where I'm at.
Okay.
So I walk my dog and I walk the alley and I'll just see these amazing paintings. Some of it street art, some of it graffiti. You know, some of it's from the actual shop. You know, like on Melrose, there's a pizza place called Pravami, and outside in the back, you don't even see it if you go there unless you're going in the back,
Right.
and like, you know, little pizza wings. So you
Mm.
go there, and then there's a little thing of pizza. I'm not sure if it's wings, but it's like a cool artwork of pizza. And it's like, it's cool stuff like that. So a lot of people don't even know that exists.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that kind of what got me into it, and then going all over and just seeing it and just going, man, there's some really good things. And then I ran up on a couple people, and then this one guy like sat there for an hour and was talking about the difference between street art and graffiti.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah, like, cause he's all like, he was so cool about it, and he's all like, I'm not a street artist. I'm like, oh, well, you're doing street art. He's like, no, 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 I'm doing graffiti. And he's
Mm.
like, street art's different. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the difference is. But street art, I believe, is like, I think, planned and designed, and maybe even could be like, copy pasted type stuff, like how they do Wordsmith and
Right.
Banks, do stuff
Right.
like that. Where I think graffiti is live, free flowing, not using any kind of frames, or it's
Okay.
freehand.
Okay. Freehand. More
Yeah,
more like
yeah,
with no structure.
yeah, and spray paint and stuff like
Okay.
that. Where a lot of the street art you see is people going up there and posting the street art, or posting
Mm.
copies and stuff. So I think I'm still exploring this, but I
Yeah.
think that's the difference between the two. So.
And that's pretty cool to be able to dive inside. Like I said, you never miss a meal on showcasing these arts because that's the food hunt. That's the main primary of it, and then being able to showcase art indifferently. That's very dope. So y'all got to be able to tap in a little bit more into the podcast with my man Wolfman, because we about to dive a lot deeper, dive into some of his favorite dish, some of the craziest food they ever tried, and what's to come. All right. So look, you want to tap in, follow him on all social media. He's gonna be able to give out his social media in the podcast. So y'all want to stay tuned, man. But what I want to do, I want to be able to set the move and give back good vibes to the ones that's listening right now and uplift each other while we continue to connect. So I want to take a moment and give a moment of silence to the Most High. And what I really want to encourage that I don't persuade anyone. It's all about positive vibes. So whatever you consider your Most High, please add it in there, okay? But I always love to give it to the guest speakers that come on, because a lot of them are powerful people, like even like you, that's showing us like, when you go this place, this is a food that you can go check out, and not only check out but inspire someone's art too, because you're looking at it, you're watching it, and you're eating their favorite food. So man, if you can join us in the word of prayer, would you like to hold the word of prayer so we can start off, or would you like me to do it?
You can do it if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. All right. So we're about to handle a quick word of prayer, and then we'll continue to move forward further. Father God, we come to you as humble. We know how. Just saying thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for just the connection with Wolfman and the team itself, positive energy, and being able to spread positive energy and food hunts around the world. Just saying thank you to the platform of iHeartradio and the ones that's listening, and just want to continue to spread positivity around the world. In your name we pray. Amen. I appreciate that, man. It's always love to give back to the Most High, but your story is so creative to me, because I'm a very creative person. I like art in different things, and although art is in food, but a lot of times you see art in food like culinary. You go to the school, you do this, but you talk about the spots that many people wouldn't even know is there if they didn't live in those areas. So what would you say would be the start? What was the start of this whole food hunt?
I mean, it's a good question. Like, I always, when people ask me this, I always say like when I started cooking, but after doing a couple of podcasts, I was thinking about it. I think the start of it, to be honest with you, is my grandparents, both of
Hmm.
my grandmas, because my one grandmother was like German, like from, like off the boat, you know what I mean? Like came to Brooklyn, New York, and had like a soup kitchen and worked at a church.
Right.
and then did this whole soup kitchen, and then she made these cool recipes. So she kind of got me curious of that. And then my other grandmother was such a foodie before that term was even a thing, and we would go to all these restaurants, and she would critique them like, I won't go there because their eggs are always runny, or yeah, they only toast one side of the bread, and I don't like, it was so particular what she liked, and then we would keep going to this places she liked, and then like I look back and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I pretty much got her like food critic sense, and then my other grandmother's like cooking stuff, and stuff like when I did the Munchie Madness,
Mm,
uh, and this was like, man, like this has had to have been like 15, 20 years ago.
right.
My grandmother passed away, and I did the little cooking show. And when she passed away, I went and I got all her clothes, and I ended up wearing like some of her clothes. Well, in like 3 of the episodes, I wore her clothes.
Mm, wow.
Like one of them is pretty obvious. I was wearing a dress, and the other one you couldn't really tell, and then the other
Mm-hmm.
one was China, and then I wore a
Kinda.
hat. So it was a little weird, but it was cool, and that was my way of paying homage to her for like the cooking. So
Right.
yeah, so I think it goes all the way back to my family.
Just being able to tell, so your family had the genius of food and they passed it down to you.
Yeah, and I
Um,
don't even think they knew it, you know what I mean? Because they never really taught it, they never really monetized it, you know what I mean?
right.
Like, never really
What
did,
was your grandma's favorite dish?
Uh, my one grandmother's was meatballs from this special place in upstate New York, Binghamton, New York. And
Mm.
every time I was going from Long Island to Rochester, she would make me stop at Binghamton, and there was this Italian restaurant, and their meatballs look a little bit like sausages. And then so that was, and she would get like $100 worth, and we'd have them in the freezer,
Oh,
and like she loved those. And then my other grandmother, the German grandmother, she loved making goulash, and then she loved butter bread.
that's good. Goulash is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so and
that's
I
really
you know,
good.
I'm so disappointed in myself being young that I didn't really listen and really grab onto her cooking until after she passed away.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So, like, I look
right.
back and I'm like, "Oh, that's missed opportunity." So, I try to encourage my son, and I'll encourage all your listeners, you know, man, when you're young and you don't appreciate the things around you, man, try to open up. If you have a relative
Right.
that's good at something, try to learn from it. You know what I mean? Because you might not want it now, and it might not seem like you care, but later on, especially when that person passed away, that's how you can carry that name, is by doing that. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
So I definitely encourage that. So, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing with my grandparents, kind of playing it forward.
Now, for real, 'cause a lot of people would call it crazy. That you go and you venture off to these different type of places and pick different type of foods. And we was talking earlier. I want the listeners to hear the crazy number. If they haven't tapped into you yet, but you have tasted a lot of burgers, and I don't even think my brother, he loves burgers. I don't even think he has tasted that many burgers. So let the listeners know, how many burgers in a lifetime have you tasted already?
Man, like, I feel like a lifetime, the number's got to be up there. But when we were talking, I said like 500. But
Mm.
like after thinking about it, it's got to be like more. Like if you're talking lifetime, it's got to be up there. You
Yeah,
know,
'cause- yeah,
so it's got to be 1,000. But if you're talking since I've like the last say since I've been in LA, or say 5 years,
mm,
yeah, it's got to be a minimum 500. You know,
minimum of 500 burgers.
yeah, like when I went to Seattle, my buddy Yoshi Gish, he flew me out there and we filmed it, and Ryan Summers did the filming. And basically, I was telling you, I did 69 burgers in 10 days on Capitol.
Yeah.
And then we just went and ate a whole bunch of different types of burgers. We paired some of them with beer. It was pretty cool. So like that experience alone was like crazy. And then I've done a couple of other little things like that. So
How do you stay not full? 69 burgers in 10 days. I would have been full. How you
Yeah.
not be full?
Well, so I always say this, full disclaimer, right? I'm honest, right? I'm not trying to be sneaky here. So I didn't eat every burger,
Okay.
full on
Full
69.
on. Okay. Okay.
So I would say like I should probably say like I sampled. So I would
Sample.
eat like a half. Now there were burgers. I ate a full burger because it was, I was hungry. It was the only one we were sampling, whatever. So there were full burgers I ate, but in general, like for instance, this one place put out like 6 burgers.
Right.
I don't even think I could eat 6 burgers. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's common sense that people
Right.
know I didn't eat all the burgers. You know what I mean? Like there's no way. And if I did, once again, I was going to another place an hour later doing more burgers. So I had to also, I didn't want to puke.
Right. So it's mainly like sampling the burgers, especially when you have so many at one time.
Yeah, and depending on how many they were, I would cut them in half, and then I would cut them in half, and then I would get it to the crew because Yoshi would want to sample it. The camera guy Ryan, we had other people with us sometimes. Sometimes we had
Mm-hmm.
guests with us. So and then like it's funny because you'd be eating it, and then like you'd rate it, and you could just see them. And the best part is the camera guy was vegan or vegetarian,
Vegetarian.
but not like strict. So I don't know if he's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but like he broke his diet, he ate some of it because he sat there like after I think it was like the first or second day, no,
uh,
second or third day. Like I know he held out.
yeah, he broke
I
his
just
diet.
remember one of them, he just looked at it and he's like, cut me off a piece of that. And I gave it to him. I'm like, aren't you vegetarian? He's like, yeah, shut up. Like he's like, did he ate a couple, dude, but he didn't get crazy, and he did mainly eat vegan, and he wasn't like a straight edge,
Right.
vegan vegetarian. But hey, I feel like we got him, and he even said by the end of the 10 days, he's like, that's the most meat I've had in like
Yo,
a whole
that's
lot, bro.
great.
He's like, but some of those burgers look good.
Which one out of those burgers? Which one would you say was your favorite?
Oh man, I can't remember the name of the place, but I do know it's closed down now because Yoshi told me. But it was like a falafel place, and it was like a lamb burger. So it tasted like a gyro. It had this homemade
Mm-hmm.
tzatziki sauce. It
Ooh.
was what do you call? I forgot what you call it. It's their version of kosher meat. So it was really good. And then the guy even did an interview with us, and like after he was explaining it and how pure the beef was and everything, like that was probably one of my favorite and the most unique one too, because it was
Yeah.
like a lamb burger,
Lamb.
and it just tasted like a gyro, but it had these awesome texture, and it was still real soft and stuff. So like that was probably my favorite burger out there.
It sounds good. You just describing it like where was it? It was in Hollywood or in
So that one was when I was in Seattle in
Seattle.
Capitol
It was in
Hill.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. On Capitol Hill.
So
That's
yeah,
dope.
so that's and I'm trying to get it where the show the first like season is basically all based in LA, all over LA. But we're trying to get it where we'll go to New York, maybe even Florida, go
Yeah.
bounce around, depending on if we can get the show picked up and whatnot. So
No, that's true. Y'all definitely onto something, testing the different burgers. Have you ever went to New York before to test the burgers, or well, when you out there, when you grew up out
yeah,
there, did you have a favorite burger?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, like I think the start of the hunt for the tastiest burger, because that's what I started before I was doing the food hunt. I just did the burger. So I called it the hunt for the tastiest burger. And this was like 2006. I was working on a sitcom in New York. I flew out there and it didn't work out. And my buddy Dan, who I went to high school with, ended up bailing me out and let me stay at his place for a little bit and for like a week or two. And we
Mm.
went on a burger tour. And that was like the start of my hunt for the tastiest burger. And that was the first time I had Five Guys. And that was when Five Guys was really good and starting.
Yeah.
back in New York. It was like one of the original locations, I believe. And then like All American. I don't know if you ever heard of All
I've had
American.
All American, I think, one time.
Oh, Massapequa, Long Island.
Mm.
That is, if you're gonna ask me my favorite burger spot of all time, it is 100% All American.
All American.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's the best. It's not the best. But it's like a better version of McDonald's. But I grew up on it. I used to go there after Little League. It's amazing. Little fast food place that's like stood the test of time. So
It
like,
is still good to this day. You feel like
oh
it's still
yeah,
good to this day?
yeah, I have friends that post pictures of it all the time when they're eating it or go there after partying, and I'm like, like I wanna go there. Like if I fly to New York, the first place I'm hitting is All American.
Oh yeah, I'm about to try that out then. I know I've had it as a kid, but I don't even know. I don't remember what it tastes like. I just know I had it as a kid. So I'm about to go try it out. What would you say out of since you started your food hunt? Because you told me in Seattle you had a lamb burger. That's unique. What would be another creative burger that you had that is memorable?
Um, I'm gonna give a shout out to Doomies, and this is gonna be
Doomies.
very weird, right? But I'm gonna go give it out to the vegetarian burger, the vegan burger.
Mm.
So he does Doomies is a place on Fountain and Vine in Hollywood, and it's all vegan. And the dude, this was all before the craze, and this was all before the Impossible Patty, Beyond Meat. This was like, a good 2, 3, maybe 4 years before.
Right,
And he
okay.
doing the burger patties that he created or helped create, and then he made his own cheese and he created his own vegan cheese. So this thing is like a Big Mac, but bigger. It's like a big version of a Big Mac and it's all vegan. And then I don't know if you know anything about In-N-Out.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
right, so
In and Out.
they have a secret menu and you can get animal fries. So they do a vegan animal fries, which is basically Thousand Island grilled onions. I think that's what it is. Just those. So they do a
Didn't
vegan
know
version
that.
of animal fries and a vegan Big Mac. And so I got to be honest with you, like I'm not a huge vegan burger fan. I like them and I get them every once in a while,
Mm.
stuff like that. But this one is phenomenal and it tastes a lot like a Big Mac and it's so good. And every time I bring vegans there or even non vegans, they all love it. You know what I
That is
mean?
dope. I have to
Yeah.
go check it out. Doomies, you say? How do you spell Doomies? D.
Doomies.
I have to check that out. It sounds really good. I love vegan food. My wife, she's into like healthy eating, so she's like vegan food too. So that'd be something to try. Like you said, that Impossible Burger. I feel like the Impossible Burger is good,
Yeah.
so I would like to try that. Is there any other burger that you've had that was not like just the patty was lamb, like one you had lamb, but is there any other one that you had a different type of meat?
Uh, so this wasn't recently, but when I used to go to this music festival and they had ostrich burgers.
What?
Yeah.
Ostrich burger.
And the funny thing is they actually had a cage with like 3 ostriches running around.
What? I think that would freak me out.
Not only were you eating the ostrich burger, but you turn around and the dude's looking at you like, you eat my brother, homie. What's up?
Yo, that's very weird.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. So
wonder. I wonder what the mindset of the ostrich was. Like, it's my turn. I'm
yeah,
going next.
they must think humans are like the most shallow people ever. Like you're just gonna eat me right in front of me, huh? That's real nice of you.
Oh, he's like, thank you. I was gonna have a family reunion later, but now I
Yeah,
can't. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like you turned around and it's like, Mom, where did you go? Mom. I felt so bad.
Was it good?
It was good. Like it wasn't something I would like. It was like a festival thing.
Right.
Like I don't know if I would open up a place that sold that. You know, I feel like you were compared to like it tastes like chicken, but it was a little rough. It wasn't like it was good, but
Mm.
it wasn't something I would be like go back and get all the time.
Yeah, he was like, I'm good with the
Yeah,
first try.
yeah. Well, I will. I mean, I will say this, man. I always, every time I went to the music festival, I would always make it like my first meal and one of my last meals.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I always wanted, because I want to get the experience of it and be like, all right. And plus, like, when am I ever going to eat that again? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to have that again, you
I
know?
don't think I know many people that can say they ate an ostrich burger.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I
You're
have.
like my first one. So hey, there you go. First guy I know ate an
Yes.
ostrich burger. Then you also did that with different type of other foods as well. So what would it be a creative dish that you had other than the burgers that you talked about?
Let's see. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll give some love to Sunset Grill. They do these Hungarian dishes.
Hmm.
And they do weekend specials, and it's always rotating. And even if it's something like normal, like the cordon bleu, they do
I
it in
love
like
it.
a different way with a little sweet tartar like sauce. It's like everything they do has like this different twist, and and this Hungarian vibe, and they have this schnitzel.
Mm-hmm.
So good. And what I do is their burgers are pretty good too. So I order a burger and then I'll cut half of the schnitzel because the schnitzel is like so big, and then I'll put that on top of the burger,
Wow.
and then I'll make that. So like I've been doing that like where I'll combine menus and stuff. I'm trying to do that for the show, and then so I called it like a schnitzel burger, and so it had the schnitzel, the burger, the cheese, and then the condiments, and it was so good. You know what I
That
mean?
sounds good.
Yeah, so and then they do different dishes there all the time. So that was like one of my favorites, was that
Mm,
place. And because they rotate it too. So like every
mm.
weekend something different so it doesn't get like stale.
Where's this located?
That's actually Sunset Grill on the Sunset. I don't know if you call it the Sunset Strip, but Sunset Boulevard
So
in
that
Hollywood.
Boulevard in Hollywood. Okay. Hey, Hollywood got some nice spots out there. Hey, guys, that's what the vegan spots said. Now you got the
Yep.
Hungarian spots said. That's what's up. That's what's up. And did you when you first tried that restaurant, did you instantly like it, love it, or how did you do it when you first tried it? Was it different off the back?
Yeah, yeah. I've been there a while. So Sunset Girls kind of a famous place. And then they had new owners, and I hadn't been there in like a while. And I went in there and I had a burger, and I did a little video and posted it. And then came back and was like, man, that burger was good. And then I came back and then made friends with the owner, and then did a couple things over there at Sunset Grill. I'm definitely going to feature them in the show and stuff. And he has an amazing story, like him, like he's from Budapest, and that, like we were talking about for the show, like not just the food, but the background of the owners and the
Mm-hmm.
chef. A lot of the Hungarian dishes, I believe, are his family recipes and stuff like that. And we were talking about goulash, and he actually makes goulash, which was one
Ooh,
of the things. Like when my mom came to visit, I actually brought her there because some of the menu had some of the flavors, the vibe my grandmother would do.
right,
You know what I mean? So
right.
it was cool. So yeah. So
That's pretty cool. And then it makes her feel at home and being able to
yeah,
eat the goulash, just like your grandmother did. That's a
yeah,
real good vibe to be able to touch other people. Even when they're gone, give them a sense of presence and being able to share that with your mother. That'd be something that, like you say, you wish that you had took on the you and your grandmother cooking more.
yeah,
You take your mom to that spot, that'll be like a bonding moment she can keep forever.
exactly.
So that's pretty dope. Like I'm telling you, like now I'm thinking different ways. Like I go out to Cali, I'm definitely gonna go try that vegan restaurant because it sounded good. And that Hungarian, I like different types of food. Like I'll try different type of food, different type of burgers. I won't try the ones that's too big, like like for 7 people. You know how on the menu they have those challenge burgers.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not the challenge person because I would lose every time. I am not the challenge person, but I'm pretty sure you have probably tried some of them challenges before, right?
Yeah, yeah. The biggest one was I would have to say was in Seattle, Katsu. It was Japanese and it was deep fried patty. and it's on my Instagram. Okay, so this thing was like this big, right? So
Yeah.
it had uh, one or maybe two deep fried patty. It had a pork chop, an egg, chicken patty. Oh, what else? It had something else, and then it had like the condiments, bacon.
Wow.
Oh man, this thing was insane, dude. It was like I didn't even know how to eat it. Now that was one I had like a quarter of it, and it was like I almost ate it like a corn on the cob just to get every flavor in my mouth. And you know, I was like, this is hard. Like I don't know how to get every like I couldn't smush it. Like you couldn't do anything. That was
That's a pretty
probably like
big burger.
yeah, it was insane. So I don't normally go for the crazy burgers, but if I see it on a menu, I am drawn to it. So like if there was like a crazy burger, I'm definitely gonna be like, ooh, let me try that, you know. Especially if there are people are like with me that help me eat it or whatever. But
Right.
that was the craziest one. And the funny thing is, that was one of the places that we sampled like 4 or 5 different burgers.
Oh man.
So I'm sitting there like, all right, I got to eat this, and then those four. I'm like, oh my god, my figure. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
the
like,
itis right there. It's
yeah,
instant nap time right there. You eat that whole burger by yourself, you're gonna sleep. It's a coma
yeah,
burger.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So what are some things that you and the team are looking in the future for, especially with the food hunt? Some future projects. I know you're the man of all projects. So what are some future projects you're looking to do to push more of the manhunt?
We're looking to do episodes. We're starting to film in the next week or two. And we're doing like we're trying to do 10-minute episodes for the food hunt. And then we're also working on like a book that we've been working some sample chapters on. That's kind of like a tourist guide to local eats. So
Right.
some of the places that are a little bit more off the beaten path, you know, and stuff like that that have history and whatnot, in different neighborhoods and the culture and stuff like that. So that's my main thing, and then you know, just really trying to get that kind of moving. And I've been working on the website, and I'm trying to get the website to be like where you go to it, and it just has a list of like everywhere I've been, you know.
Oh,
So like if I've had 500 burgers, you know, I'm going to try to put like all the stuff, you know, there. So it's like, and then, you know, just to kind of promote it. So, and then from there, it would be nice to be able to go on tour, you know, go to different places, maybe go, I would like to incorporate, you know, the artwork, but also music, you
music.
know,
Yeah, that'd be dope too.
musicians. Yeah. Cause a lot of my interviews, are going to have some musicians in it, but some of the past people that I've done stuff with were musicians like Chaz West, Rain and Bozio, and Brendan Mendenhall. So I've
Right.
all done like interviews with those guys, and we all talk food and all this. So that's what I'm trying to do too. So it'd be nice to go on a big tour with like some big bands, and then incorporate not just the music aspect, but the food aspect, and then dive into each city we go to and explore the artwork, you know, the food, the history,
Hmm.
and then it would be nice to have, you know, sponsors and, you know, someone paying for that.
What better way though? You like you say, because if you're the artists are the ones that move around a lot, right? So to be able to connect with them and have different type of spots they can connect with, that is dope. And then along with the arts that you was talking about, we was expressing before the podcast that you not only go to these places for the food, but you also look at their artwork too. So now you're doing artists, you're doing art workers, and you're still giving them different places they can go try on their downtime to eat. So that's dope. That's a connecting vibe right there. I that's anybody connected with food and art, like in music.
Yeah,
That's a everybody's vibe. You feel me? So I don't
exactly.
see why that wouldn't work. That wouldn't pop off because already you're the guy that I'm looking for. Like, hey, I go to Cali, I know at least two good spots I'm gonna go hit up, and try. So why not?
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
you send me an email and I'll overshare. I'll send you a list of all like, what do you want? Like, there you go.
Just a list of places to try. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
we went to Cali and we had this I don't even know the name of the pizza spot, but it was a pizza spot and it was so good. It was like New York style pizza,
All
so
right.
good. And my wife, she picked it. She was like we was like literally on the strip walking and finding a pizza spots, and she was like, if it don't have a New York style pizza, I'm not eating it. So I'm like, man, we'll be walking forever. But we found this pizza spot and it was so good. So now that like even with us, we travel, we work, we're looking for spots, different spots to tap into. So I'm gonna be the man of all plugs when it comes to the food, man.
Yeah, New York pizza is my favorite too. So
Is it because of the oven?
yeah, like it's a great topic because I don't know, people say the water, the oven, the temperature. I don't know, man. I feel like it's all in the attitude. You know what I mean? I feel like it's all in the attitude of how you do the dough. You know what I mean? You got to be throwing it up there and be like, "Hey, get off the counter. Hey, how you doing? Hey, like you gotta have the mojo. You
Yeah.
know, you can't be lazy. You go, when I grew up, man, you be walking in and be like, they knew who you were. They'd be like, hey, Wolfman, how you doing? And like they would be like, hey, shake your hand, like throw the pizza in the air, shake your hand, shit, hey, how you doing? And it's like it had that. So I'm partially kidding there, but it's like I do feel like it's in the attitude and how they rolled the dough. I do think
Okay.
a lot of the places don't do that. You know what I mean?
True.
So when you
True.
do need to dough a little bit more, and then how they keep it out, and then the oven, of course, plays a part too. But I also think it's the dough is really where I think it's at.
Yeah.
But other people argue the water too. So
The water,
yeah,
like
they
the
say.
water, like the water you put on it.
Yeah. Because like when you sprinkle the water and then like when you soften it, like
Mm.
everyone's saying the water for dough and bagels and stuff like that. So there's a place on Melrose called Ghost Pizza, and they closed down and now they're reopening like a couple doors down. But their thing is that I think it's a company called Stubborn Soda, and they actually mimic the city's water. So you could
Mm.
act. So I don't know how they're doing it and how legit it is, but it seems legit. I looked it up, so they seem to have patented a way to actually get it to taste like New York water, Chicago water, different kind of water. So they actually have a fountain that the water is supposedly formulated to be New York water. So when they use it, their
Mm.
pizza is supposed to be authentic. I don't know if that's a gimmick or what, but that
That could
seems to be
be something.
yeah, and that's stubborn. I think it's stubborn soda. I think I got to check it, but yeah. So they're doing that. So I think maybe there is some truth to the water thing. I
Could
don't know.
be. No, I've heard New York has good water. I
Yeah,
heard that. So I'm like, could be something under there. They have good water, maybe. Oh, so wait, I'm like you. It could be the dough. I've seen people do it different ways, like the dough. But what I
yeah.
have realized, each establishment that we have went into, that did the dough, their pizza did taste different than the ones that we didn't see do the dough like that. That put it on the counter instead of throwing it in there. So it may be something like you said in the attitude, man. It may be something
No,
in the attitude.
yeah. You gotta have the vibe, man. You got to put a little bit of elbow grease in there.
A little bit of elbow grease. So along with the burgers, I know pretty sure you had a different type of fries you've tried. I've tried this fries called duck fries. That was probably the
Okay.
weirdest fries I ever tasted, but they're good.
Okay.
They cook instead of cooking in regular grease, they cook it in duck grease, duck fat, but it's
All right.
really good. So what is some fries if you had tried? If maybe you never tried them before, them two
I
things.
have two of them. Billionaire Burger Boys. It's
Okay.
they're a food truck, and now they have a place in Compton, and they've done a couple TV shows and stuff, and they've been blowing up the last couple years, and their food is absolutely amazing.
Hey.
But they do a shrimp jambalaya fries.
Ooh, how you
Yeah,
do that? How you
it
do that?
it's so good, man. It like they do the Cajun, like I think the shrimp thing, and then uh they don't have the food truck here anymore. And I saw that it popped up and I ran to it. And they had salmon bites. Like and then like they just do like really good soul food, you know what I mean? Like it's just so good. And then the other fries was a place called the Bowery. And there's a Bowery in New York and the Bowery Electric. I still don't know if it's the same owner. I've asked the people, no one seems to know. But it's Bowery and it's very New York style. So they're not around anymore, but I think they might be coming back. They're part of like a little restaurant group, but they had one of my favorite burgers and stuff. But their fries were they called them like gravy fries, and it had like I think it was beef brisket
Mm.
on top, and then cheddar cheese,
What?
and it was so good. And then it was gravy, and you pour the gravy on it, and it came with a side, and it was like, and then they had them on happy hour for like I think it was like $9, and then get a beer for 5. It was for
What?
Hollywood. It was pretty good. And it was right there on Sunset and Vine, and it was so good. I used to go there all the time. So those are my two favorite fries.
That's definitely beat my duck fries, you know.
I don't know. Those sound good
I
too.
don't know. But no, the duck fries was really good. It was we went duck bowling. It was in Atlanta. I can't remember where the place was. It was like ducked off, but it was really good, the duck fries. So I'm over here stuck on the jambalaya. You said jambalaya fries, man. I'm like, what?
Uh,
Jambalaya fries. Man, I'm gonna have to come out there to Cali, back out there to Cali, man.
Dude, the shrimp burgers are getting popular, and the Cajun shrimp burgers.
Mhm.
Billionaire Burger Boys does a really good Cajun shrimp. My boys in Gainesville, he has a food truck, Swamp Religion, and they do a Cajun shrimp burger. Man, I mean, dude, that's one of my new things is putting shrimp on the burger. I
Shrimp on the
mean,
burger. I never tried that.
yeah, try that. It's especially if it's like Cajun.
Hmm. Have you tried to build a burger yourself? I know
What's
you
that?
mix. You ever tried to build your own burger? I know you mix two
Yeah, yeah.
menus together, but you're looking to build your own burger.
Yeah, yeah. I actually did a burger. I've done a bunch of them because I used to cook at a burger place for like years off and on. Uh, but yeah, so I did this place, Backstage Lounge. I ended up managing the place, but for a while there, he had it was a bar and a lounge, and they did live music and everything. And then next door was a barbecue place that they
Mm.
took over. So we were doing this jam night, and we would do the food, and I basically had to take the barbecue and make my own Munchie Madness menu. So we did this whole thing, and the burger I made was two patties with cheese, bacon on Eggos
Mm.
served with maple syrup.
Mm.
So, and it did pretty good. We used to sell that like pretty good, and it tasted amazing on the Eggos and stuff. So,
Right.
uh, I do like a little waffle burger and
Oh,
stuff
waffle
like
burger.
that. And then there used to be a bar open on Melrose called Dark Room, and they're not open anymore. They took the hit during COVID, and hopefully they come back. But Thanksgiving, I was there, and my buddy Tony was working, and he actually does the graphics for the Wolfman's Food Hunt now, and I met him
Right.
through Dark Room, and so I ended up making these Thanksgiving burgers where it was like half turkey, half ground beef, a little short rib, and then I just it wasn't like my best creation, but it was cool. I put like a little ham, a
Yeah.
little stuffing, a little mashed potatoes, a little garlic, and then a little side of gravy, and it was this big thing. He said he loved it, dude. And I ended up getting him two of them, and they were huge. And I put it on a pretzel bun.
Oh, pretzel buns are good.
Yeah.
That's a weird creation.
So
More
yeah,
than, but
yeah,
pretzel
very.
buns are good. That sounded good. I would definitely be into a try. That was like a Thanksgiving burger that you put together.
I want. Yeah, I'm all about it.
Who knew, man? This kid from New York gonna be traveling the world, telling
Yeah.
people about different places and creating burgers, man. That's dope. That's really, really dope. And the amount of people that you connect with and that you share their story and tell others about their story. Just imagine like how many people that wouldn't know about that if you didn't do what you're doing. So kudos to you spreading other people's stories and their knowledge for what they love and what you love too. You like tasting food, being a critic of the food. So man, keep doing it. Well, I want to see with people out there, I want to see a lot more people doing exactly what Wolfman is doing, like doing your passion. Like, no matter what it is, if you're into shoes, if you're into jackets, if you're into clothes, if you're into food, whatever it is, go out there and create it and put that content out there. Let others see you doing, whether you fail, whether you succeed. Just doing it will inspire other people, man. And what would you say to the ones that are looking to do what you're doing, create content based upon food, but they don't know where to start?
Uh, so I'll say this, man. Just yesterday, I was watching like some motivational stuff, and Snoop Dogg was on it. And Snoop Dogg said a few things, and I'm gonna say something that Snoop Dogg said. 'Cause it really rang to me. This one thing he said, and he basically said, "Whatever you do in life, in career, it has to be fun, and it has to be something you enjoy." So all that brainwashing you were told, like that's not true. What true is, so he basically said, you don't see me do anything. He's like, you want to know why you see a smile on my face? You want to know why I'm doing a commercial and there's a smile on my face? Because I enjoy it. They're letting me write it. I'm part of it. He goes, I never sponsor a product I'm not excited about.
Right.
He goes, I don't do it for the money. He goes, I could retire, blah, blah, blah. So that really, hit me pretty hard, where I'm like, you're right. So that was the food, music, all these things are my passion. So I'm like, these aren't things that I think I can monetize. These, doing the food thing's hard because I get made fun of a lot because, oh, you're just always posting your meals, blah, blah, blah. So like, you know what I mean? Like, and the industry's full of foodies and food critics. And
Yeah.
so like, but it's my passion. So that might be one of the reasons why it's taking off, and why I'm getting some success with it. Uh, if it was, I could probably be more successful doing other things, but I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
So my thing is figure out what you like, what makes you happy, and then don't worry about the money and monetizing it. Just worry about putting a plan together to get it out there, and see, this is my 2 cents, see how it can help the community, and help where you're living, around.
Right.
That's a great start, and then you could always bounce from there. But helping the community is great, you know what I mean, because they'll be more willing to see you start out and fall and pick you up, where if you go
Mm-hmm.
mainstream and you fail, they're going to laugh at you, and then you're going to be like, oh, you know what I mean. So you're going to feel defeated. But help the community, and get your start there, which is what I did. I was like, hey, let me help out. Now I got all these places that want to help out, be part of the show, do these little pop-ups, and stuff like that.
Right.
So and for me, create a scene. That's my other advice. Create a scene. When I was a music promoter, we didn't so much create a scene, but we maintained a scene. And when
Mm.
I was in Gainesville, there was great. New York, it had a music scene, you had the punk scene, you had, like, everything has a scene. So I'm trying to do the same thing I did there with chefs and restaurants, and create a community in the scene. So it's not just like, oh, but it's like, oh, they have this really good, or they use local products here. And you know what I mean? So
Right.
so try to create a scene in whatever you're doing. So start local and do a scene, and make sure whatever you do, you love it, and that you
You
actually
love it. And that's very good, especially to the young people out there, because there's so many good creative ideas that I feel like people have in their mind 24/7. I know there's a lot of ideas that go through your mind that you can be like, I can do this and I can do that, I can do this. But like you said, what would make me happy? What am I good at that make me happy, that I can spread more knowledge to, like you said, the community, and start there. And don't worry about the falls, because you're supposed to fall, because you got to start somewhere. So
Yeah.
if you fall, I feel like that's just a lesson. I don't know, like say we get defeated a lot of times, but in that defeation is just a lesson. Okay, what can I do better? And the ones that's hating, that says, why you posting all your food? That's fine. You know what I feel? I feel like if they don't enjoy the meals, because I think you have really good meals up there. That caught my attention, you know. Like, hey, what this guy got up here? Man, I seen that burrito. I'm a burrito fan, so I saw that burrito, it caught me. So I saw it and I'm like, okay, what he got here? You know, what he on the hunt for? So
Yeah,
I'm always into food. So you're gonna attract the people that's into food, you know. The
yeah,
ones that say, hey man, why you always posting your food? They're just mad because maybe they can't eat what you eating, you know. Maybe
yeah.
they can't go, they hadn't had opportunity to go explore what you're doing, you know. Maybe
Mhm.
they want to do what you're doing and can't do what you're doing because something in them is holding them back. So I feel like if they're hating right now, that just wasn't part of the process. You know, you're
Uh,
part of the process. You believe yourself. You got a team that's eating all these crazy burgers, supporting you. And like you said, people reaching out to you and supporting you. That's all that matters. You know, a lot of time we won't get the support from the people that we expect.
True.
They're not meant for that journey. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to dislike them. It's okay. You wasn't meant to share these moments, but there's people that's waiting for Wolfman to come spread it to the world, you know, and internationally, let's start seeing you go overseas and doing different things with food and like bringing that to the United States or just bringing that to people around the world. So when they do travel, they know where to go. Oh, I want to try this place because Wolfman said it's good, you know. Like I said, two places in Cali I already want to try just by having this conversation. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, that
Yeah.
sounds great. Let's go try it. You know, and my wife is always down to like eat. We like I'm always down to eat. Say we want to eat healthy food. All right, let's go over here. We want to get some Mediterranean food. All right, let's go over here. Like, oh, New York pizza. Let's try this over here. So now by tapping in with Wolfman, but hey man, what do you What you recommend? You know, the Great Wolfman came here, so I need to go there and try it out. So man, anybody that's hating on food, they're psychos. That's
Yeah.
just me. That's
But
just me. You know, nobody hates on food. We all like to eat, so it's okay. Shout out to everybody that's still tapped in right now to Mr. Wolfman himself. And I'm telling y'all, we are going to tap in to him and his menu. All right. I seen a menu that you had where your favorite foods that you tried already. So I want you to share people your two top dishes that you tried and where they are at.
all right. Since you mentioned the burrito, we got to go with the breakfast burrito.
I love breakfast.
Uh, and I got my favorite. I gotta man, it's almost a tie between two, but I gotta go with Kofax. And Kofax is on Fairfax Avenue in Hollywood in the
Hollywood.
Fairfax district. And basically, man, they have a pastrami breakfast burrito. And
Ooh,
it's like the pastrami, like I'm a New Yorker, so like pastrami, right? Like I didn't think you could get good pastrami out here, and there's some really good pastrami out here. And I found like three places with some great pastrami, and Kofax. So they're owned by a restaurant group or something along those lines. And part of that group is Bloodso
mm,
Barbecue, and they do Texas barbecue and it's amazing. The guy's been on like networks and won show awards.
yeah.
Excuse me. So inside his place, he has a ugly drum pastrami, and the guy
Mm,
makes his own pastrami, and it is amazing. So they use it in the burrito, and they use the ends, the seasoned ends, and the chunky pastrami.
mm.
It's
Oh,
amazing. It's so good. You can get it on Goldbelly. So if you go to
ooh.
Goldbelly, you can actually get
Ah,
frozen sent to you.
oh, man.
So it's not like I'm just teasing you out here and just dangling the carrot. You could actually go to Goldbelly and actually order those from Kofax and then get the LA experience. I've actually been ordering food myself because I've been in New York doing all the food hunt. I miss
Mm,
some things like bagels and cannolis, stuff like that. So I ended up I got Junior's cheesecake. I don't know if you ever remember Junior's in
yeah.
Brooklyn, my favorite place to go when I was a kid. So like I ended up getting like a big thing of cake from there. So like Goldbelly is good. Like if you can't get what you're used to, like if you move
Mm,
away, it's not the best, but it gets a little expensive. But it's something. I got some good bagels. I even got hot pretzels from New York.
what?
Yeah,
I've never heard that one. That's new to me.
Yeah, check out Gold Belly. It's not like I'm not sponsored by anything, but they'll deliver. You can actually put what city. You can go LA, New York. I think they have like Florida. Like you can get like a bunch of different stuff.
Hey, he give you all the sauce, man. Tap in. If you're a food person
Dude,
and you
I am
want to try it, pastrami, man. I
dude,
like pastrami.
pastrami's good. Like, and you got it's certain pastrami. You know, you got to do it the right way. You know, and you got to cure it the right way. And like the ugly drum is some of the best pastrami I had. So I'll give that burrito would be it. And then my second favorite dish, trying to trying to think of something a little more fancy instead of like all like what would it be? See, I want to go to my New York roots, and it's like Tamarind Deli. I got to go with that because they have a chicken parm
Mm,
hero, and it's just a chicken parm hero. It's nothing spectacular or anything, right? I
right.
I I could eat it every day. I love it. It just reminds me of the New York chicken parm, the breaded chicken parm, and the mozzarella, and
Mm-hmm.
it just reminds me of New York style deli food. So
Mm.
so that's one of my favorite ones there too. So, but
Hey,
I don't
man. Then
know.
like home.
I feel like I'm thinking like 30 billion dishes. You know, some
They
reason
go
I'm
through.
chicken
It's
parm.
like a whole menu going through your mind right now. But man, y'all gotta tap into my man's. Follow him. Shout your social media out where people can follow you on social media to get connected to more food. You know, the man on the hunt for more food.
Yeah, www.wolfmanpresents.com. You can tap into that. And then if you just type in Wolfman Presents, we're on YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. I've been trying to post things. The main thing I would ask, hit up the YouTube and subscribe because I'm trying to hit that number and get the numbers up and stuff. And then we're going to be doing episodes and stuff. And right now I've got a whole bunch of videos reviewing different foods. And then
Hey,
everything else to wolfmanpresents.com. And I do the street art, and one of my other hobbies that I'm turning into something is I call it the hunt for abandoned shoes. And I find shoes everywhere and just walking around LA, and it's just amazing. I'll find like two or three a day. So I've been putting like music collages and doing stuff like that, and just like posting all these different shoes that I find that are abandoned. And it turns out there's a whole community of people that do
what?
this all around the world.
What? They find shoes?
Yeah,
Bandit shoes.
yeah, missing, abandoned, yeah. So sometimes you can find the pairs, and like I find them all over the place. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, so that's like another thing that I've been doing. So I don't know.
What is the oldest pair you'd have found so far?
I man, who knows how old they are? I don't touch them, that's for sure. But like I walk the alleyways a lot, so I see it. But I mean, the ones to me are the ones that are like beat up, and like you understand why they're abandoned, because you can
Ah,
see like like they're used, they're worn.
yeah.
It's the ones that are like really nice, and it's just one of them, and it's
Oh.
just sitting there. I'm always like, what is the story behind this? Like,
What
like, like,
happened?
yeah, this is a nice shoe. Like where's the other one? And what happened?
What happened to the shoe?
Yeah,
That's funny. So now that's
yeah.
an interesting story to capture, what actually happened to the bandit shoe. I always like to wonder if it's two shoes, how you just walk off without one. So
That's what I want.
and if
What I
they're
want.
nice, man, if they're really nice shoes, you're like, okay, did you forget that you took a shoe off?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
funny.
Maybe there's a correlation to shoes and the legalization of weed in Cali. Like everyone
Maybe.
got so high they lost their freaking shoe.
Yeah, they didn't even worry about it no more. They just high, they lost the shoe and it kept going. They
Yeah,
forgot where they put it.
legal weed.
Yeah.
Anyone see my shoe? Yeah, I think Wolfman posted it on his Instagram.
Hey, now you can go find in the lost and found shoes with Wolfman, where you posted it. Like, I think I saw my shoe on there.
Yeah,
Found the other pair.
I have friends that are like, I never notice all the shoes, and they'll send me pictures of shoes. Like all my friends are like, that's our new thing. You know what I mean? Like,
You know how many minds you got open now to just lost and abandoned shoes. Now you got
Yeah,
everybody thinking about how many shoes they can find.
yeah. Wait. I'm in everyone's head now because I guarantee you're gonna notice it. You're gonna be like, oh, that's a shoe. Oh, you're gonna be like a week from now. You're gonna be like, man, that Wolfman, dude. I must have seen 10 of those, man. I never noticed how many abandoned shoes.
Now you point it out.
Then you're gonna be like, seriously, what happened to that? Like, what?
What is your story? No, that's funny, man. To be able to give great content like that and then have people to talk about it, be interactive with it. That's what you need. You know, I feel like a lot of people are too scared to jump out there and do what you're doing, creating content, different content, no matter what it is, and having fun with it. Like you say, you gotta have fun. You gotta have your own environment and set it. You create it. So man, it was actually a blast to sit here and talk about all different type of food, man. I am very interested in that Hungarian restaurant you was talking about.
Sunset Girl.
Plus, yeah, we said it again.
Sunset Girl.
Sunset Guru. I gotta try it out, man. And the vegetarian, because I told you, me and my wife is a big vegetarian. So we gotta try that out and tap into it, man. That sounded good. What is some advice other than what you already have given, along with some flavor, different type of foods? What is some advice you would give others out there right now that are still maybe scared to take that leap of faith, but you want to push them forward?
Man, just do it.
Just do it.
Like, just do it. Don't worry about it. Everybody's gonna fail. My advice would be just don't go into it blind. And when I say just do it, don't start at the high dive. You know what I mean? Like if you've never dove into a pool, don't start on the high dive. Start maybe on the ground floor level, then go hit the diving board. So for many reasons. One, most people can't handle it. Two, don't get discouraged if you can't do it because you're not supposed to know how to do it. Start, do some research, do what you love, research what you love, and take baby steps. If you take baby steps, you'll grow, and be patient, and don't think you have to come out of the gate swinging, because nobody does that, and it's not even possible anymore unless you have a shitload of money or if you're paying to play.
Yeah,
true. You know
true.
what I mean? So if you're doing it organically, baby steps. And to be honest with you, blowing up right away is overrated because you can't really go back, and now you're pigeonholed into whatever it is you blew up on, which is your first thing. Which,
Right.
and that's like having a hit single. Sometimes it's a kiss of death. Sometimes it's great, it brings in the checks, but after that, if you're a one-hit wonder, it's a kiss of death. So slow and steady wins the race. Research, do what you love. There you go. That's your Wolfman wisdom.
Hey, Wolfman Wisdom presents. Hey, y'all didn't get the advice. Y'all didn't get the food connect. I'm telling you, I think y'all was asleep. Y'all need to wake up, get this flavor. My man has definitely brought nothing but drip through the podcast, man. And it's such a blessing to even sit here and connect with you. I can do this all day because I love food. I promise you. I can bring my daughter in and she'll ask you different type of foods or the burgers on the wall because she loves food just as much as I do. So, man, this is something that I do see you being in more contact with more people and inspirational people, and just sitting out having to laugh and talk with them, man. It's a blessing. So hey, I don't want to keep you too long, like I said, because it's been a vibe. The whole thing has been a vibe, just being here with you. And look, y'all gotta go tap into him on social media. Go tap into his YouTube, push his algorithm up, because y'all want to get those vibes. If you're a traveling person like me and you want to know more good food spots to hit, this is the plug, man. So hit the plug up, ask him about some more reviews, man, and follow his channel, man. And thank you for tuning in to the P.E.G podcast, y'all. We love you. And if no one else tell y'all today, tomorrow, yesterday, sure, I love you. Look, my man Wolfman loves you. And if you need some more love, look, grab yourself an arm and hug yourself wide, man. That's enough love for you. All right, we'll see y'all later here at the P.E.G podcast. Yeah.
Thanks.
Always, man.